Good morning, sir. I am Samhita and they are my partners Monish and Nirnaya. Our project is about DNA identifying cut. In this project, we are going to explain you about gel electrophoresis, which is a method to identify the DNA. This method will take the help of agar-agar gel. Agar-agar gel because it is so porous and DNA can easily penetrate to it, and will make some holes in it with the help of styrofoam cone, and then we'll keep 2 electrodes in it so that when electricity is passed, DNA, which is negatively charged particle, will be moving towards positively charged electrode, and the movement of DNA is dependent upon the mass and size of the DNA molecules, because the higher the weight of the DNA molecule and the slower the velocity is. And this method is applicable in many ways, but in our project we are just concentrating on DNA technology, DNA fingerprinting and molecular medicine. Now my friend Monish will be explaining you about RDNA technology.
RDNA technology. Recombinant DNA technology involves in breaking the DNA at desired places and isolation and insertion of DNA into another molecule. The product thus formed is called RDNA. In bacterial cell, there is a cloning vector which is self-replicating genetic material. First, we should separate the plasmid by adding restriction endonuclease enzymes. After separating the plasmid, we should purify the plasmid by gel electrophoresis method. After purifying it, we should take the DNA from any person and we should separate the insulin gene. After separating the insulin gene, we should cut the plasmid in palindrome series and we should attach to the plasmid by using ligase so that we can produce more insulin. Now my friend Nirnaya will explain you about DNA fingerprinting.
DNA fingerprinting was invented by Alex Jeffrey. DNA fingerprinting, also known as DNA tagging or genetic fingerprinting, is a method for identifying individuals by the particulars of their DNA. First step is obtaining DNA. In the firstly, we have to collect samples of DNA from hair, blood, semen, etc. Second step is fragmenting DNA. In this step, we have to treat the DNA samples with restriction enzymes so that the restriction enzymes will cut the DNA samples at a particular place. Third step is denaturing DNA. Denaturing means separation of DNA double helix structure into single structure by breaking the hydrogen bonds between them. Fourth step is separation of DNA fragments by electrophoresis. In this process, we can use the same gel electrophoresis method. And the next step is blotting. In this step, we'll place a nylon membrane on the agar-agar gel, and above that we'll place some paper cloths so that the moisture in the agar-agar gel is absorbed by the DNA samples. And the next step is using probes to identify specific DNA. In this procedure, we'll add radioactive material to the DNA samples so that the DNA samples will absorb the radioactive material. The next step is hybridization. In this procedure, we'll add the DNA samples so that the DNA samples which absorb the radioactive material will be remain and the other will be washed away. The last step is exposure on film to make a genetic and DNA fingerprint. In this procedure, we'll take a film photograph and place it on the DNA sample so that we could take the fingerprint on them. Now my friend Samhita will explain you about molecular medicine. Molecular medicine. Molecular medicine. Molecular medicine can be referred as tomorrow's medicine. In molecular medicine, we have many themes, but we are just concentrating on stem cells. So we have different types of stem cells. They are totipotent cell, pluripotent cell and multipotent cell. Before explaining about kinds of stem cells, I am going to explain you about this diagram. It is a fertilized egg, and then this egg will be divided into totipotent cells which are going to be used in stem cells. And then a stage called blastocyst is formed so that the cells from blastocyst can be extracted and can be isolated in cultured media, and then so that will just here are the cells, and we are just taking these cells and they are cultured, and then these cells can be differentiated into many other tissues like blood cells and intestinal cells and pancreatic cells, liver cells, neuron cells and heart muscle cells, and so that those cells can be transplanted into the patient. And then here stem cells are nothing but the cells which can be divided and differentiated into many other tissues. So kinds of stem cells: totipotent cells, pluripotent cells and multipotent cells. Totipotent cells are nothing but the cells formed by zygote.
we can call zygote as a totipotent cell. Here totipotent cells can be differentiated into a whole organism. Pluripotent cells. Here we could take an example of cells taken from blastocyst. They can be, as I explained you earlier, they can be cultured and formed into tissues, and they can be replaced with the affected organ in the patient. And multipotent cells. These cells can be taken from umbilical cord after delivery. After the separation of umbilical cord from the child and mother, we can just take out the cells from umbilical cord, and they can be preserved and cultured in a culture media to produce differentiated organs. So here we have many applications of stem cell therapy. Nowadays we are finding more blindness in the people. It is caused because the cornea of the eye is affected. So that cornea can be prepared with the help of stem cells, and that cornea can be replaced with the affected cornea, so that the problem is just vanished. And then nowadays we'll see that there is memory loss in old people. It is because neurons cannot divide further. Only in the embryonic stage they will be divided and the division will be stopped. So those neurons can be produced from the stem cells, and then it could be differentiated. So our project is, our main theme of this project is to create awareness among the people about what is DNA, what is its structure, and then how is genetical diseases caused, and what